Hey, it's your lead seed sowing sister, Patrice. Thank you for joining me this morning for this morning's 4 o'clock drop, aka the morning seed. All right, we're getting into Genesis chapter 7. As y'all know, I've been kind of going along, giving y'all little minis in the morning. I'm trying to expand them out a little bit and give you a little bit more to kind of chew on. So let's jump on into it. As y'all know, we're going to read the word, break down the word, and then leave you with a Q to P for the word for the day. All right, we're on chapter 7. The Lord told Noah, "Go into the ark, you and your whole family, because I have found you righteous in this generation." He was told to take with him 7 of each kind of clean animal and 2 unclean animals, also 7 of each kind of bird to keep their various kinds alive throughout the earth. 7 days from now, I will send rain on the earth for 40 days and 40 nights, and I will wipe from the face of the earth every living creature I have made. And Noah did all that the Lord commanded him. Noah was 600 years old when the flood waters came on the earth. Noah and his sons and his wife and their sons' wives entered the ark to escape the waters of the flood. Pairs of clean and unclean animals, of birds, and of all creatures that moved along the ground, male and female, came to Noah and entered the ark as God had commanded Noah. And after the 7 days, the flood waters came on the earth. And in the 600th year of Noah's life, on the 17th day of the second month, on that day, all the springs of the great deep burst forth, and the floodgates of the heavens were opened. Rain fell on the earth 40 days and 40 nights. On that very day, Noah and his sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, together with his wife and his son's wife, entered the ark. They had with them every kind of wild animal according to its kind, all livestock according to its kind, every creature that moved along the ground according to its kind, every bird according to its kind, everything with wings. Pairs of all creatures that had the breath of life in them came to Noah and entered the ark. The animals going in were male and female of each living thing, as God had commanded Noah. Then the Lord shut him in. For 40 days, the flood kept coming on the earth, and the water increased and lifted the ark high above the earth. The water rose and increased greatly on the earth, and the ark floated on the surface of the water. The waters rose greatly on the earth, and all high mountains on the entire earth and heaven were covered. Mountains were covered to the depth of more than 20 feet. Every living thing on the earth perished. Birds, livestock, wild animals, all the creatures that swarm over the earth, and all man, everything on dry land that had the breath of life in its nostrils, died. Every living thing on the face of the earth was wiped out. Men and animals and the creatures that moved along the ground, the birds of the air, were wiped away from the earth. Only Noah and the others in the ark were left. The water flooded the earth for 150 days. So let's get into this, because there is so much into this one particular part that really got me, right? And so with this, you saw that in chapter 6, Noah was the only ones that were found faithful in their generation. It was them and their wives, his wife, and then their children, his sons and their sons' wives. And so as they get here, they have been told, Noah has been told to build this ark. And Noah builds this ark. And I just want you to take a moment and think about this. You have a man with his family here building this ark. And you got people in the community right looking at him going, what is he doing? That don't make sense. Why is he building this? He's talking about rain. What? And he's warning the people. He's warning the people. He studied building. He never got off his assignment, but he studied building. He studied building, stayed on his assignment. Hey, let me get this done. This has to be done this way. He did it exactly the way the Lord said to do it. And when he was done, the Lord provided for him every animal, everything that he said to put in this ark. And as he was putting these things in the ark, I noticed this. Noah literally didn't have to struggle, strive, toil. Everything came to him. It was so easy. The animals that were supposed to be saved, the birds that were supposed to go, it literally came to him. What is it that God has asked you to do? And this is your questions to ponder. Today we have two. The first one, what is it that God has called you to do or asked you to do or purposed you to do that looks foolish to others, but it makes total sense to him? That's question one. Question two, and I want you to look at your life right now, right? This is just between you and the Lord. I ain't even there to see you. What is it that God said you were purposed to do? And when you walked in full obedience, it literally started coming to you. Was it the people that He had been calling you to connect with? Was it the funds that you had been praying about? And God said, "Hey, I got you." What was it that after you lined up and got aligned with the Lord, that it became smooth sailing? That you said, wow, if I just would have gotten alignment earlier, if I just would have listened to earlier, if I wouldn't have been so hard headed at that moment, it would have been smooth sailing from here. Well, I just want to leave y'all with that. I want to leave y'all with a quick little daily decree for the day. When I am with God and I am aligned with Him properly, everything flows to my hands easily. I don't have to stress or strive or toil because God has aligned me for His order. And I want to leave you with this last final thought. Remember, Noah looked crazy until the first raindrop. What is it that God has called you to do that others are saying, this don't make no sense? I don't get it. But when the rain finally comes, it will all make sense. All right. Well, thank you for joining me for another morning drop. Remember to like, subscribe, follow, and drop a comment in the actual list at the bottom. I appreciate y'all joining me this morning. Have an amazing day. Don't forget to join me for the 7:15 word of encouragement for the day.